The Oakland chapter of the NAACP is fed up with the anarchy created by the city's soft on crime policies. The head of the group blasting local officials and even calling for a state of emergency to be declared, adding, quote, failed leadership, including the movement to defund the police, our district attorney's unwillingness to charge and prosecute people who murder and commit life-threatening serious crimes, and the proliferation of anti-police rhetoric have created a heyday for Oakland criminals. It is not racist or unkind to want to be safe from crime. In July alone, Oakland has seen a 15% increase in violent crime compared to last year, and residents are sick of it.
How do we stop this hamster wheel of crime? Because that's really the question.
They just drive around and pick a victim. And it's getting scary.
What are we doing to address this? And how do we solve this? Nobody feels safe.
So, Jesse, during the height of the defund the police movement, the NAACP stopped short of calling for defunding the police, but they just engaged in all of the rhetoric that led to the exact thing. And now, unfortunately, there have been consequences.
The Oakland NAACP or whatever. I'm sorry, NAACP. I almost said NAA. Wait, is it
NCAA?
NCAA.
You're getting confused with an insurance commercial, aren't you?
That's sports.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Sports like.
They wanted to redirect money from the police, that old Kamala Harris gag. And now they're begging for the police to come and save their lives. It's happening all over the country. Look at San Francisco, did the same thing. And now, instead of actually trying to fight crime, they're locking up ice cream. The same thing happened in Philadelphia. And now Trank's taking over and people are walking around with flesh-eating viruses. What happened in New York City? They were like, oh, yeah, we're a sanctuary city until all the illegals came here. Now it's like a slumber party on the sidewalk. There's prostitution in Queens like Amsterdam. And now the mayor's like, we don't want to be a sanctuary city anymore.
Where in Queens?
I'll tell you after. And what happened in Washington, D.C.? Did you know that the Mexican government is issuing a travel advisory for Mexicans, warning them that Washington, D.C. is dangerous? So these Democrats are destroying the cities, and then when everyone's putting up their hands and saying, can you guys do something about that? They'll talk about reparations. The only person they're basically prosecuting is Trump.
Yeah, Dana, but isn't this the way this has to happen with the local community?
Yes.
Going to these meetings and saying, change it.
And, you know, think about how many meetings have you been to, right? Like, it takes a lot to get people to go to a meeting and to know that they're going to be on camera and to get up there. So, one, they're fearful for their lives and the lives of their children. Also, their property values are in the tank. So they're looking at their retirement funds or their kids' education funds going down. Plus, and we did a story last week on Newsroom that still has my mind reeling. In 2020, right before the pandemic, the chronic absenteeism rate in Baltimore County schools was 23%. That means you're missing 10% or more of school. Guess what it is today? It's 58%.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take that, plus the fact that you have a major youth violence problem there, and the same thing was happening in Baltimore. You had black citizens saying, we need to be tougher on crime. So I do think that the more you see these local people yelling at their local officials, that you might actually be able to affect some change. They're going to have to keep it up.
Jessica, your thoughts on this process? Consequences for actions.
Definitely consequences. I don't think it's a straight line from the summer of 2020. I mean, I'm saying that these are problems that have gone back further than that. This is a much longer trend line than just George Floyd is murdered and suddenly these cities are cesspools. But this is certainly not the promise of liberalism. And that's what these voters are saying. They're not saying I'm a Republican now. They are not going to vote for a Republican. But they want Democrats that are going to talk about the real issues that are confronting them on a daily basis. And I don't think Democrats should be afraid of that. Frankly, that's how you win back your seats. Like the 4 congressional seats that we lost here in New York was all because of crime. I talked to Lee Zeldin when he was here one time about this, and he said, I just had to show up at these meetings and people poured out their concerns. Did all of them vote for me? Absolutely not. But they clearly wanted to have a conversation that Democrats were not open to. I do think with defund the police, though, that it's one of these moments, and there are a few kind of flashpoint issues around the country where this happens, where the activist class is not speaking the same language as the regular people. I don't go to a lot of city council meetings necessarily, but I know a lot of people who live in cities, and not a single one of them ever said, I want to defund the police or I want to take away their resources. So I think the activist class really needs to get on the same page as those people who are turning up at meetings.
So, Greg, is there a direct line between summer 2020 to the crime now? I would say there is.
Yeah, I think so. And I think, and then when you started to point it out, and I know that this happened here at times, they would link the rise in crime to the lockdowns. And perhaps there was some evidence there, maybe, but when the lockdowns were over, the crime was never worse. Got worse. It's not like the crime went away. And what's frustrating is if you did point it out, you were called racist. But who were the truly racist people? Were the people that were conflating law and order with whiteness and crime to blackness. It's not us. Republicans or conservatives, libertarians do that. That was the hard left. And it's a circular argument that prevents any kind of solutions. Defunding the police affects minorities. Their neighborhoods get hit the worst. Point that out, that blacks are the victims, you will be deemed racist. That mere observation is a problem. So that prevents the so-called conversation. Remember, everybody wants to have, we just need a conversation. You can't have a conversation on crime because the left, through their prism of identity politics, has made it impossible to see beyond the pigment of criminals and victims. In fact, the pigment only matters with criminals, but it doesn't matter with victims. At least be consistent.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.